Welcome into Sports with Balls, y'all. Jeff Michael on a Tuesday. That's right. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good show. And by the way, obviously, I've been talking about this for a minute. Shows are going to start to get a lot more, consistent, if you will. Football season's back in full swing. With training camps, everybody's reported. We got contract negotiations. We've got Major League Baseball trade deadline today. There is sports all around. The Olympics are going on. There's a lot of stuff to dive into. So listen, I'm just shows are going to be at least 3 days a week now. Obviously, during the off time before football season, it's really cranking back up. We do about once a week, maybe twice a week. But I got Grant Miles joining the show pretty soon. Not today, but we'll see if we can get him in this week. I'll start lining up guests, and we'll get this show back and pumping, man. I'm excited about it. Sports with Balls, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Jeff Michael, the host, as always. 30 minutes of nonstop jamming. So let's get going, man. Take a sip of my Joe. As we do always, beginning of the show. Today is July the 30th. What national day we got going on? International Day of Friendship. Good. That's a good one. Enthronement in Morocco. National Father-in-Law Day. It's usually mother-in-laws that we get all the news about. But National Father-in-Law Day. National Support Public Education. National Whistleblower Day. There's a lot of you people out there that conspiracy theorists, whistleblowers, stuff like that. So National Whistleblower Day. Paperback Book Day, Share a Hug Day, so go hug somebody. World Snorkeling Day, Arnold Schwarzenegger's birthday. A little bit of sports reference there. Henry Ford's birthday. That's about it, man. Today's not much on the national holidays, so go snorkeling, read a book, share a hug, and go talk to your father-in-law. So there you go. There's your national holidays. I think it's Cheesecake, National Cheesecake Day, too. There you go. So all you food lovers out there like myself, get on some cheesecake. And, of course, later on we'll have today's events in sports history. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, let's thank a couple of people before we get going. Number one, as always, man, boom, Christian's freaking Tailgate, man. Unbelievable place to go eat. Go watch events, sports, whatever. Go to christianstailgate.com, find one near you, order some food, get up there and get drinks. They got goat yogas on Saturdays sometimes. Dude, that's just some of the stuff they got going on, dude. Christian's Tailgate is the, you know what. Go visit christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. Also, Diamond Auto Spa. Austin Bauer over there taking care of your cars, man. Go to Diamond Auto Spa, specializing in paint protection, film, ceramic coatings, and vinyl wraps. Detailing is just the beginning. And then Bailey Roofing and Construction. Give Garrison a call, 281-961-2872. Go take care of your roof. In fact, I'm going to get on a roof when we get out of here. That's my secondary job. I've got a adjuster meeting. I don't know if y'all have ever been to one of those or had one, but there's some good adjusters and there's some bad adjusters. So we'll see how that one goes. But go to Bailey Roofing and Construction, 281-961-2872. All right, what do we want to get into first? The MLB trade deadline or NFL foosball? Let's go to football, man, because football is just now cranking up. And we have a freaking game on Thursday. There will be NFL football on your television Thursday night. Could not be more excited about this. The Chicago Bears and the Houston Texans will go at it on Thursday. Caleb Williams saying that he wants to play on Thursday, which will be pretty interesting. The line on this game, yes, there's a line on this game. I had it sitting up here. Where is that? Man, I don't know what happened to it. I think it's Chicago -2.5, if I'm correct. But, yeah, the Bears and Texans will go at it on Thursday night. I don't know how much you'll see C.J. Stroud. I don't know how much you're going to see of all the starters. As we know, it's the Hall of Fame game. But just the fact that there's a game coming up on Thursday is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, it is Chicago -2. The over-under, the total's at 32.5. For all you get, that is if you want to know, if you need to call the 1-800 number, for gambling. It's if you place a bet on the Thursday night game. That is if you need to call. If you need to, you'll know if you need to call that 1-800 number if you're gambling on Thursday night football on the Hall of Fame game. You may have a problem. Speaking of, I'll probably get some baseball bets out here in a little bit at the end of the show. But there's not a whole lot to go over on this game except for the fact that obviously we have football on television. The Texans and Bears, two teams that are on the rise in the NFL. Texans with an incredible defense. Obviously, their quarterback, C.J. Stroud. Obviously, they added Stephon Diggs in the offseason, but their defense is what I think is really what sets the Texans apart from a lot of teams. So, Texans and Bears go at it, and obviously you want to see Caleb Williams out there with all of his weapons for the Chicago Bears. I don't know if it was up to me, if you're just looking to throw something in there, give me the Texans plus the two points, I guess. There's no, I don't even know how they set a line at this. I have no idea how they set a line, but it looks like they did. Chicago -2, over under is at 32. NFL football on the television in 2 days. Could not get better. Other NFL news, the kickoff rules have changed. I don't know if you guys remember that, but they have new kickoff rules. Onside kicks are illegal before the fourth quarter. Team must be losing to kick an onside kick, and teams must announce intention to kick the onside kick ahead of time. Very interesting stuff right there. And then, of course, the kickoff rules have changed as far as returns. You're going to see all that implemented. And look, if you're looking for something to watch Thursday night, it's the kickoffs, which sounds very strange, but it's going to be new. This is all new stuff. So we'll see the new rules implemented with the kickoffs. But this, the onside kick thing, I didn't hear of until this morning. You can't do one until the fourth quarter. You have to tell the other team you're doing it. And you must be losing to do an onside kick, which all makes sense. I'm not really sure why there would be an uproar in this. Who cares? Onside kicks are not that exciting. But usually the only ones that are worth it, you know what, is if they are in the fourth quarter and the other team is losing and we know it's coming. So there you go. There's your new rules for the onside kick. But we do have sorry, a little stepped up this morning, by the way. But we do have new rules on the kickoff. We'll see them on Thursday. What else we got going on? Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. There's no look. The reports coming out are just Aaron Rodgers at camp. I mean, I'm not really sure. Let's wait till we get to will Aaron Rodgers even playing any preseason games? I highly doubt that. But there's not a ton of news coming out of the NFL except for every team's in training camp. There's Thursday coming up. There were some contracts that were signed last week. You know, if you want to get into the quarterback contracts, which were pretty interesting, the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence are the highest paid QBs in the league, by the way, $55 a year. But I'm going to list the top 10 quarterbacks by how much they're paid. Highest paid quarterbacks, annual salary. And here we go. Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, and Kirk Cousins. Now, what do every single one of those quarterbacks have in common? You guessed it, 0 Super Bowls. All 10 of them. Now, there's a couple that there's 2 quarterbacks that have been to a Super Bowl. But between the top 10 highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL, there is 0 Super Bowls. 0. That is insane. Money doesn't equate to success, I guess. And if you want to go a step further, you're going to have the other one in there. It's going to fit in the top 2 probably, is Dak Prescott. Because once Tua Tagovailoa just signed his, and Dak's going to blow the roof off of all this. He's looking at $60 million a year, probably. $60 million a year. And then you'll have 11 quarterbacks in the top 11. I don't know where number 12 is, but that do not have a Super Bowl between any of them. That to me is unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. But here we are. But if you think about what the teams are worth, it's not like it's gone up that much. Yes, the salaries have gone up and it looks amazing on paper, but what these teams are worth, it's actually gone down. If you're equating quarterback salaries to this, so there you go. As far as the NFL, what else we got going on there? Man, not a ton, dude. There's just not a whole lot except for training camps. That's it. I'm not going to get into politics in the NFL. We don't do that here on this show. But yeah, that's it. As far as the NFL is concerned, I'm not going to get into the John Elway stuff. Aaron Rodgers. Let's just wait till Thursday. Let's see what we got on Thursday. And because I'm not going to speculate on anything else. I will tell you that the Texans defensive end, Danico Autry, was banned 6 games for a PED violation. So that's about it. We'll have more NFL news tomorrow when I get back on. Top headlines, man. Before we get into baseball, the top headlines today is Coco Gauff loses, so she's out of the Olympics. The United States men's team basketball obviously keeps jamming. They won yesterday. I'm not sure if they play today or not. By the way, if you're just tuning into this show, go to Sports with Balls on all your social media outlets, and the podcast version will be up directly after this show. So if you missed anything, it will be up. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Greece looks like they're going to be out of the Olympics pretty soon. Everything else is baseball. Everything else is baseball, unless, like, as far as the Olympics is concerned, I'll be dead honest with you. I've watched zero. And usually I watch swimming and gymnastics. I think that stuff is fun. I've watched zero. I haven't watched the Olympics. I don't know if I don't know why. I don't know if it's because the opening ceremonies. I didn't even watch that. Everybody had an uproar about it, but I didn't even watch the opening ceremonies. I've been busy. So there's a cool surfing picture of Gabrielle Medina that I've seen. That's what I've gotten out of the Olympics so far. There's a really cool surfing picture. But I don't know. Maybe they've done a terrible job promoting the Olympics, but I have not watched any of it. So I'm not going to sit here and speculate. All right, let's get into Major League Baseball, man. This part of the show brought to you by ChristiansTailgate.com. There it is, man. Go check out Christian's Tailgate whenever you can. Place is freaking amazing, dude. Get up there, get some food, watch some sports. ChristiansTailgate.com. Baseball, baby. Deadline's at 6 p.m. today, Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central Time. Here we go. Jorge Soler goes back to the Braves. Here, I'm just going to list off some of the trades. The Brewers, they need a pitching ad. Frankie Montas. Chisholm to the Yankees, who hit 2 home runs last night, by the way. Feeds to the Cards, Eric Fetty, however you want to pronounce it, in an 8-player deal with Dodgers. The Cardinals get him. The Cardinals, they're not out of the playoffs, folks. Cardinals are actually a decent team. They have the same record as the Houston Astros, I believe. I'll get into that in a minute. And speaking of the Astros, this was the trade yesterday that had everybody in an absolute tailspin as far as the trades go. The Astros acquired Kikuchi from the Blue Jays. Kikuchi has a 4.75 ERA. They say it's inflated by bad ball in play luck this season. This is literally what it says. His 4.75 ERA is inflated by a bad ball in play luck this season. All right. Houston's banking on his 130 strikeouts and 30 walks in 115 innings. That's really, really good. The problem is who they gave up to get him. The Houston Astros gave up right-hander Jake Bloss, outfielder Joey Loperfido, who's been pretty decent this season, and infield prospect Will Wagner, who's the son of Billy Wagner, obviously the former Astro. This is all hindsight, right? Like, I mean, if look, I understand the Astros need pitching. They needed it, but I wanted them to make if I'm an Astros fan, I wanted a bigger splash than this. Kikuchi could be decent, could be good because the Astros starting pitching is absolutely he's an innings eater is what they need. It didn't make as big of a splash, I think, as Astro fan wanted it to make, and that's the problem. Now, this could it all goes away with winning, right? If his 4.75 ERA is inflated by ball and play luck or bad ball and play luck, then all right. Then the guy, if he's a 2 something ERA and the Astros got that, not bad. This is a rental. But the problem is giving up Jake Bloss, who, I don't know where his future is. But Joey Loperfido and Will Wagner, I think, are the trade assets that hurt. That's what hurts the Astros and Astros fans. But you got a lot of injuries there, Houston. A ton of injuries. So Kikuchi, look, if he comes out and he's 3-0 in his first 3 starts and has a 1.95 ERA, are you bitching? Are you bitching anymore? I don't think so. But, everybody's in an uproar about Joey Loperfido and Will Wagner. You don't know how those guys are going to play out. You do get a Major League Baseball pitcher. I think his ERA probably should be 3.5, which isn't too bad. So we'll see. Kikuchi to the Astros and for 3 basically prospects. So there you go. As far as the trade deadline is concerned, the huge news, I would assume, by anybody would be Jazz Chisholm to the Yankees, who hit 2 home runs last night. That's a pretty big deal. Yankees and Dodgers, the MLB just wants that so bad. Kevin Bauer joining the show as always via social media saying, "Go Cowboys." We'll get into Dak Prescott here in a minute. I already talked a little bit about him, Kevin. By the way, leave your comments on social media. Get to them as soon as I can. Arizona Diamondbacks had some issues yesterday with Christian Walker. He exits the game with an oblique issue, and that's big for them. The Dodgers bring back infielder Ahmad Rosario. I mean, nobody's made a massive trade like usually, and I'm not saying there's not gonna be. You have another what is that? 7-8 hours from right now. Something will be done. The Houston Astros fans. Here's the issue with the Houston Astros fans with that trade, is that I think those were the prospects that you were going to give, and you wanted a bigger name for those prospects. They have no more trade bait. Mike Singletary, maybe you're going to trade Singletary or Singleton. I said Singletary. I remember that guy. But who else are you getting rid of if you're an Astros fan? Jake Myers, Singleton, and then did the Yanks? Are the Yanks done? Are the Yankees done? Are all the teams done that are buyers right now? Because I feel like there's a name or two out there that could jump out and bite somebody, right? There's a name or two out there that's like, damn. Is there going to be a huge, huge move? We'll see. There usually is, so I'm going to bank that there is. I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be. Astros, but if you're the Astros, you going for a first baseman? I don't know. I do not know. I don't know who else is out there that needs to be traded or wants to be traded. So we'll see. Trade deadline is today, and then of course tomorrow morning I will go over it with you guys. See if we got anybody. All right, what else we got going on today? The I'm going to go over the standings real quick. Well, actually, let's do the parlay of the day because I did see a couple of good games. And I think today's games are chalk bets. Tuesday, July the 30th, Guardians and Tigers kick off at 12:10 Central Time today. And Holton for Detroit is going, who's 4-1 with a 2.97. I get it. The Guardians are good. I'm not betting that game. I am not betting that game. I'll take the next game at 5:35, which is the Blue Jays at the Orioles with Corbin Burns on the mound. Yes, give me the Orioles. In fact, I'm going to write this down because when I get off the phone or when I get off this mic, I'm doing it. Orioles minus 1.5. Let's see. Yankees and Phillies, great series, not betting it. Marlins at the Rays. I don't know if they've got. It says Jay Springs is pitching for Tampa Bay. Any of this is changeable because of the trade deadline, but I'll take the Rays on that. Maybe straight up. What is it? Rays minus 180? No, minus 1.5. So Orioles minus 1.5, Rays minus 1.5, Cubs and Reds. Good baseball game. Twins and Mets, good baseball game. Mariners and Red Sox, good baseball game. You got Castillo and Paxton going at it. Rangers at the Cardinals, Scherzer and Lynn, another great baseball game. These are all good to watch, not good for betting. Kansas City Royals at the, absolutely miserable Chicago White Sox. I got that one last night, so give me KC minus 1.5. I think in the season series, the White Sox have won one game so far in this series, and the Royals have blown them out. And you got Wacha on the mound versus Cannon. So give me the Royals. That's a 3-team parlay right there. And then Pirates at the Astros. Hunter Brown on the mound. Man. I like Houston in that game. I don't bet on my team. For some reason, just if I have a 4-team parlay going and the Houston Astros are one of the 4 teams, the other 3 will win. Houston will not cover. So I'm leaving that alone. But I believe Houston will win that game. In fact, I think I'll be there tonight. Rockies at the Angels. Good game. I wouldn't bet against Quantrill for Colorado, so I'll leave that alone. Dodgers and Padres. Dodgers should win that game. Glasnow's on the mound versus Waldron for San Diego. So Padres, decent team. I'm not going to touch that one. Nationals and Diamondbacks, same thing. Good game. And then Giants and Oakland A's. Man, why? Okay. Who is this on the mound? They have San Francisco at minus 205 because Sears is pitching for Oakland, who has a 4-point something. But Robbie Ray is on the mound for the Giants, and he has a 1.80 ERA with 8 strikeouts, 0.4 whip. How many innings? Okay, so he pitched his last start, 5 innings pitched, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 8 Ks. Get him Robbie Ray. I could take that. If you want to throw the Giants in there over the Athletics, that's probably okay. But I got Orioles, Rays, and Royals. Orioles, Rays, Royals, and my parlay. I know it's chalk bets, but they're good teams playing very bad teams. And if you want to throw the San Francisco Giants in there, you can. Trade deadline, 6 p.m. Eastern time today. We'll see if a massive deal gets done. Just hasn't been any huge players. Jazz Chisholm being the only one going to the Yankees that's really made a splash. Kikuchi last night going to the Astros. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Other than that, it is what it is. And I'll tell you tomorrow. All right, today in sports history, there's a lot of Olympic stuff, man. And I'm not going to go over all this Olympic stuff. I can tell you that much. 1951, Ty Cobb testified before the Emanuel Seller Committee, denying that the reserve clause makes peons of baseball players. Willie Covey debuts in his MLB debut in 1959. Future Hall of Famer Willie McCovey goes 4 for 4 in a 7-2 win over the Philadelphia Phillies. What else we got? Jenner. Oh my gosh. All right, I will do one Olympic thing. 1976. Future TV personality keeping up with the Kardashians and transgender figure Bruce Jenner, now Caitlyn Jenner, sets the world record 8,618 points to win the decathlon and the Montreal Olympics in 1976. Just the picture, just it's not okay. This is, oh wow, all right, that was worth it though. In 1980, Houston Astros pitcher J.R. Richards suffers a stroke and collapses while playing a game of catch before the game, ending his career. That was sad. I do remember that briefly. I remember the stories about it. I was only 3. MLB pitcher in 1988, John Franco saves his record 13 game during the month of July. That was awesome. Let's see. George Steinbrenner is forced by Commissioner of Baseball Fay Vincent to resign as principal partner of the New York Yankees in 1990. George Steinbrenner resigned as commissioner of by the Commissioner of Baseball as principal partner of the New York Yankees. That was huge news. That guy was I don't know. I don't know the adjective to put in there. Maybe I should put that. By the way, go to social media, Sports with Balls on all social media outlets. It's an absolute blast to sit there and debate with other people, sports stuff. Go to Sports with Balls on all social media outlets. 1996, Tommy Lasorda retires as LA Dodger manager. There's a lot of golf stuff today, too. And that'll do it. That'll do it for today in sports history, and that'll do it for today's show of Sports with Balls. Look, guys, podcast version coming right up right after this. Parlay of the day was Orioles, Rays, Royals. Go set it tonight, and I'll talk about it tomorrow, and we'll talk about the trade deadline. My name's Jeff Michael. This is Sports with Balls. See ya.